Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for tuning in to Living the Yogi's Life, where I share with you how I live my life according to the yoga lifestyle, yoga philosophy. So here's something that's been on my mind recently. My teacher, Arsharat Joyce in Mysore, he said to me recently that yoga means giving. And that's really important for me because I think about, how many times we go in our life and we think about how we can take, like what we can get out of the situation, what we can get out of our practice for that day, what we can get out of a pose, how we can get our bodies to a deeper level. And it really kind of clicked for me. So I'm sharing that with you today, that whatever you try to take, you somehow never really get, because you try to take it and you take it before, like that act of taking is almost like an act of greed. It's like an act of stealing, like you steal someone else's time, you steal, the pose or the posture before your body's ready, and you end up with an injury. So when you try to take something, it's not yours and you can never really own it, because even if you get it, you're going to be afraid, like, hey, maybe someone's going to take it back. So instead, what do? You give, because you can only give what you already have. And you actually, in like the great paradox of life, you actually get what you give. So fill yourself up with love from the inside. Each time you breathe in, think about that your body is this like reservoir of love, like you're receptive to the love of the universe, that you are receptive to divine love, to the divine spark of the inner being inside of you, like a star inside of yourself, glowing and illuminated. And then let that be like this wellspring, this fountain of love that overflows from you. So think about your life right now. How many situations have you gone in and demanded something from someone else, or expected someone else to give you something, like you were trying to take something out of that situation? Turn it around. What can you give? Think about the potential of transformation if you were to show up in every moment of your life with a mission. How is it that I can give love in this moment? How is it that I can give more love into the world, that I can make my world a more peaceful place by showing up with the mission of spreading love? So let that be your little mission today. Here's a practical tool that I thought I'd share with you. Imagine if you could share the love, not just to people who are like in your family, but like in every single moment. So here's the Yogis traffic assignment for today. When you come to a stop sign, a four-way stop or just a two-way stop, and there's someone else that's there, let them go in front of you. Just wave them and give them a smile. Smile and wave and give them something. Give them the opportunity to go in front of you in the stop sign and just give a gift, right? And think about that for a moment. It's just giving a little love into the world. The interesting thing with yoga is that yoga is actually designed to fill you up with love from the inside so that you're more equipped to give love to the world around you. So think about that in your practice. Your practice is not a place where you're going to take. You don't take the posture. You don't force your body into the next level. You go to experience. And the experience is that wellspring, that fountain of love that's inside of you that eventually will sort of bubble forth and, kind of share with your whole world. This has definitely taken me a long time to really understand. I'm definitely naturally a taker. I'm a natural pleasure seeker, which means like I'm an only child. I was raised to think that the world sort of revolves around me and my needs and my interests. So the idea to think about that how I can actually get the things that I want is to give them first. So the success that you want, see if you can celebrate it and give it to someone else. The love that you want from the people in your life, if you want someone to come up and give you a hug, well, go up and hug them. They're gonna hug you back eventually. Right? If you want someone to be vulnerable or intimate with you, give that to them and give them space and give them exactly what it is they need. Someone once said to me a long time ago that their definition of how to love another person is to say to that person, I want for you what you want for you. Not I want you to treat me in this particular way, but I want you to be happy. I want for you what you want for you. So that you truly experience this idea of a universal love and unconditional love, where you can give that and you can recognize that in the experience of making someone else happy, you're sharing love and you actually get happy yourself. So go and try that on a small level. Let the people pass you in the stop sign. Second thing, identify what it is that you're trying to take from your practice, from your intimate relationships, and then turn it around. See how you can give the very thing that you most seek to take. A really common thing in intimate relationships, and I have this with my husband, we get into these sort of patterns like, oh, he's not doing this, oh, she's not doing that, I wish she would compliment me more, I wish she would hug me more, this sort of thing. And you can get into complaining really easily. Turn that complaint around, try it out, and see if it's possible to give the thing that you would most likely demand from the other person. So if you want someone to pay you a compliment, pay them a compliment, right? If you want someone to give you a hug, give them a hug. If you want someone to give you a kiss, give them a kiss. Hopefully, if you've already established that kissing is something that you guys do together, you don't want to just give like strangers a bunch of kisses. Smile. If you think that the world is grouchy and full of complainers, well, guess what? You're probably complaining about it. So smile at people. And sometimes your smile will be so infectious that they'll smile back, right? Or maybe they'll just stare at you like, why are you smiling at me? But anyhow, that'll be funny for you. Inside, you'll know I'm smiling at you because I'm spreading love into the world. I'm giving that which I want to take. And you can only give what you already have inside of you. Before I did the yoga practice, I felt kind of empty inside, and that's kind of why I think I used to be a taker. I used to show up in situations and think about it like, how can I maximize this for my self-interest, right? Like, how can I get the most out of this according to my likes and dislikes? And I really had to kind of be humbled through the practice of yoga and realize, hey, you know, if I actually want success and happiness, I need to ask it a different way. I need to show up and ask, how can I support the people around me? How can I make everyone shine? How can I let us all be our own stars, you know? So remember in my other video blog, I said that you're all stars to me. Well, I really believe that, you know? If you get on your yoga mat, you shine and you're a star. So you're a yoga star. You don't need to put your leg behind your head or do 10,000 handstands or the most advanced asana. You need to be able to give and be strong enough in your heart, strong enough in your spirit to show up in the world and be that force of healing, be that force of goodness in the world. I hope you're inspired to continue this practice. Someone sent me this question on Instagram and I wanted to answer it here because I'm sure it speaks to many people. How do you get the inspiration to do the practice, especially when you're on your own? Well, first of all, never feel like you need to do the whole practice. That's so overwhelming. Just stand on your yoga mat, go there, try to practice the same time every day, and go and stand on your yoga mat and just stand there. And then say to yourself, okay, I'm just gonna breathe 5 times. So you set a small attainable goal. After you complete that first goal, the 5 breaths, ask yourself if you could maybe do a forward bend, or if you could do a sun salutation, or you could do just another 5 breaths, and let that carry you forward. Maybe you only have 5 minutes. Be grateful for those 5 minutes. Don't come from a complaining place. Smile, give to your practice that day, and you'll get the experience of a little bit more peaceful day. So the key really is to just stand on the mat at the same time if you can almost every day, and let that carry you forward. And let 5 minutes be enough if that's all you have, or let 5 minutes lead to 10, 10 minutes lead to 20, 20 minutes lead to an hour, or however much time you have, all right? Sometimes a yoga practice can be a little bit like a full-time job. You know, you think, wow, if I do my full practice every day, I need like 3 hours, which is too much. I have to abbreviate that sometimes and make it a little shorter and more sustainable so that I can, you know, integrate my practice with my daily life. It's really, really important thing to do. So on those days, I only have 5 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. I'm thankful for each moment, each breath that I spend on the mat, because I know that's going to fill me up from the inside with that divine spark connection. It's going to make me able to share love in the world. So be a yoga star today. Share love in the world, 1 breath at a time. Thanks so much for joining me for living the yogi's life. Namaste.